we need to talk. Hey everyone, so I'm trying something a little different here, and I want to start releasing an initial video to an anime I'm watching to get my thoughts, reactions, and just discuss ideas where things are going. Then I'll make a deeper dive review once the season finishes so we can discuss everything that happened and see if some of my predictions were close or way off the mark along with the rest of you. So I've not read the manga and I don't know what happens in the manga, so please don't leave any spoilers in the comments, and anything I have to say here is just pure speculation from the previous seasons. So with all of that out of the way, I was just in total shock. And for one reason really, and that was the state of Levi. I completely forgot what happened at the end of part 1, and seeing Levi totally messed up threw a wrench to what I thought would happen. Luckily, my friend reminded me at the end of part 1, Zeki was responsible for what happened to Levi, with literally going for that suicidal option, which, let's be fair, Levi didn't make the greatest of decisions here, telling Zeki he was going to kill him. So I mean, if you knew you were gonna die anyway, would you not want to go and take the guy out with you who wants to kill you? I don't think you're gonna just sit there strapped to a bomb and not do anything. I will give Levi a little bit of leeway here because he is pretty livid at the moment. He just went on a murdering spree after all of his friends and subordinates were all turned into titans. So it's understandable that he isn't thinking with the clearest of minds at the moment. Now, luckily, Hanji found Levi and made a break for it the moment they were distracted, but this is where shit is just about to go down. We can see Eren and we can tell that he's got no more fucks to give as Marley's soldiers ambush Eldia and Eren goes face to face with Reiner and is just pummeling him, while the Jaw Titan tries to join the fight, but Eren is handling both of them just fine. Well, that's until he takes a giant bullet to the brain, and this of course doesn't kill him, but it does dramatically slow him down, giving the others a chance. But now that Eren has the Warhammer Titan, that gives him some insanely overpowered abilities. He's still in a compromised position though, and is completely outnumbered because even the Scout Regiment are just getting slaughtered as they brought swords to a gunfight. Something I want to bring up is the huge improvement in animation for this season. Last season, the animation was very hit or miss, and things were just looking way too CG for my liking. They are clearly still using CG here, but it's overall just blended much better into the 2D animation and used so much more in the correct moments to assist the animation. I'm overall totally okay with CG being blended in this kind of way to enhance the fighting, but still feeling more like the 2D style animation, but it does allow for a lot more unique things that you can't really do with 2D animation, which is the way you can pan the camera around the characters or have more dynamic background shots and things like that. They also use more still shots with that fake animation moment where it's just a picture with some lines thrown in with that shake effect. But honestly, if that frees up a bit of time to put more effort into more important, impactful moments, then I'm totally okay with this. I do recall season 1 having a lot of moments like this as well, but the animation went balls to the walls when it mattered. And so I'm excited to see them go this route again for the final episodes of Attack on Titan. I'm still shocked that this is gonna be it. This is all we are ever going to have of Attack on Titan, and we will have a complete story from beginning to end. It feels like a series that has been going on forever at this point, but it's because of all those huge delays that plagued from season 1 to season 2. Though the hard part for me to accept right now is that this is it. We are at the end game now, and we only have a handful of episodes left until the show is completely over and the story of Attack on Titan comes to an end. And on one hand, that totally sucks, but as a person who appreciates a good story, it is the right thing to do. The best stories ever told have a beginning and an end. And Attack on Titan will go down as one of those stories that I will recommend to anybody that hasn't seen it because it's just that good. And the fact it's a full story is a lot easier to convince someone to check out. Now, in saying that, I do have some predictions for how this is going to end, and just a reminder, I haven't read the manga, so I don't actually know what's going to happen here. So anything I say here is just purely a guess, and I want to see if I'm close or completely off by the end of this season when I make my review for the end of the series. So right now, we are kind of left to believe Eren is really on neither side, and on his own side, despite how he's acted towards Mikasa and Armin. He was really cold to them and said some horrible shit, but as Armin was alluding to, these were things Eren had to say as he's playing a bigger game of chess here. Eren knows he doesn't have much time left to live, and he wants to finally end this once and for all, to make sure Mikasa and everyone else can finally live a life without death and war, and he's willing to sacrifice himself for this cause. And that's what I think he's doing here. I also don't think Levi is dead, and he still has a very important role to play moving forward. But in saying that, I do think a lot of characters are going to die in the final showdown on both sides. The Marleys are going to lose a lot, and in the end, I think the Marleys and Eldians will find a way to coexist once everything has been exposed, but it will come to a great cost to achieve this. I'm still just not totally sure what that is exactly. I'm so excited but so nervous to see how this all plays out. Losing Erwin was such a blow for me, as he was hands down one of my favorite characters of the series. I'm always a big fan of the strategic characters that use mind over muscle, and Erwin was a damn genius, always 10 steps ahead. I really don't think we will lose Mikasa, because if we did, Eren would just have nothing to fight for and he would just go on a murdering spree. So I don't see that being the case. We know Armin will die eventually because he's a Titan now, but just thinking about a few of the other characters like Hanji, Jean, and Connie, I feel like we're going to lose Jean in the end, but I think Connie and maybe Hanji will make it. I don't really have a reason for any of this. It's just kind of a gut feeling for me right now. I do want to know, who do you think will survive or die at the end of Attack on Titan? So definitely leave a comment below. I know I'm kind of repeating myself here, but I can't believe this is gonna be it. We are counting down to the end of Attack on Titan. It's so bittersweet, as every episode that goes by now, I'm gonna be so excited to watch, but also just a little sadder that we keep inching closer to the end. Though moments like this, I always think about what Robert Downey Jr. said in Endgame, and it's not always about the destination, it's the journey.
Then again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
So I will go into these final episodes the way Erwin faced death head on.
Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this world. My soldiers push forward. My soldiers scream out. My soldiers rage!
Every time I see that Erwin clip, it just... I would ride it to death with that man, because he is so inspirational. And honestly, whether you're a dub fan or sub fan, you have to admit the voice actor that did that dub absolutely killed it. That was some phenomenal voice acting. So who's ready to join me? Face death head on, and let's get to the end of Attack on Titan. So let me know in the comments, do you want to see more videos like this so we can discuss the start to an anime season? Then we will follow back at the end of the season to recap and review and see how close our predictions are. I definitely enjoyed making video like this because it gets me to talk about the beginning of the show and see where things are going. Also, if you did enjoy this, consider subscribing. Hitting the like button is still very helpful, and click the bell to be notified when I drop my next video. Now that the holidays are over, I'm back in full swing of things and expect a lot more videos to start coming out. But that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next video.